All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things. Okay, so I don't know. This is some crazy conversation still happening around the Breakfast Club. Jess Hilarious and Loren. Corey Holcomb recently did a video, and he was pretty much dragging Jess Hilarious. I'm not really sure what their history is together, why they don't like each other, but he was pretty much dragging Jess Hilarious, saying that she wasn't a good fit for the Breakfast Club and how Loren replaced her and was more talented. You know, now it's been this going thing for several weeks, ever since Jess Hilarious got back onto the Breakfast Club from maternity leave, and Loren started her position. Loren started really like showcasing her talent, and people feel like Jess Hilarious now isn't a good fit for the show. She only got there for her alliances with Charlemagne and apparently her being a social media star. They're also saying that Jess Hilarious is very rude to Loren, okay? And, you know, I've seen several comments in the comments. I've never really talked about it because like I said in previous videos, I've been there before when the comments try to turn you against your co-host, so you got to be stronger than that. Unfortunately, I had to read in the roast around the world. So I've kind of been in this dynamic a little bit where there's a little tension, but you got to act like you don't see the comments and you just got to do the job every day. So I see a lot of the comments where they're like, get Jess out of here. Loren is better. She's always cutting Jess off. And Jess is always cutting Loren off. And I know that they've seen the comments because I think Jess has also even made a conscious effort to give Loren compliments to kind of ease over, the comments so people can say, oh, well, Jess is being nice to Loren today. So I've seen a lot of different comments, but let's get into what Corey Holcomb had to say, and then we'll get into my thoughts on the matter, okay?
I heard about her up at the Breakfast Club.
She done got it.
Well, this is what happened at the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
She took that job. She got that job because I think she had a social media presence. I can't imagine why else.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
She got that job. And I always said she wasn't talented.
Been saying that for a while.
She got the job and got knocked up shortly afterwards. And the worst thing in the world happened. They brought in somebody who was talented.
Who they bring in?
Homegirl from she used to be on TMZ.
Yeah, she has experience with doing that. When she talks, her voice, I don't know her name.
Yeah.
The girl who is Loren. That girl know what she doing. She knows how to fit in with Charlemagne and the other guy, DJ Envy. It's like it's seamless when she there.
Right.
It's the talent. The talent shows out, and then Les Hilarious ain't even reading right. And now she had a job where all she had to do was deliver the news. She had a segment on the Breakfast Club. The other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment. Right. Not because she tried to, it's just you saw somebody who's talented. And then you see, read that, Les Hilarious.
And she stood in for her when she took off maternity leave.
When she stood in for... Les Hilarious, you should have had your baby on camera at the Breakfast Club.
Stupid.
Because they brought in somebody who is talented. And you could say I'm dissing, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to act like I'm hating. I'm not hating. You don't got the it. Your segment could have been good if you knew how to deliver it right. But now they got somebody doing your segment better than you, and it's just flawless. It's effortless. And the girl tried to be your friend, and everybody could see you ain't trying to be her friend.
The audio yesterday. Hold up, be quiet. How everybody a real estate agent? How everybody?
Because a lot of the wags do that.
Rihanna for a long time. This is not listen, hush. This is not a Travis. No, Loren. No. Just listen. Just please hush. This is not a Taylor Swift football game situation.
So I want to say to old girl Loren, I hope that you get the job, and I hope Les Hilarious has to open up a OnlyFans with that bionic body through robbing the people, perpetrating talent. And now I heard about her.
Wow. So that's what Corey Holcomb had to say. But I do want to say, I think I heard that Loren is the senior news producer over at iHeart and for the Breakfast Club. So not only does she have a seat on the show, she's a permanent employee there because she's like the senior news producer. So she goes and gets all the news. So like she has a serious job there. So she's got a real stake there. So I think even if the show went away, she's in over there just because of how well she's performed. And she probably was a senior producer over at TMZ. So congratulations, Loren, on that. You ate that. So congratulations to her. So she is definitely there to stay. But I want to say this. Now, mind you, I like Corey Holcomb. I met him. He's a great guy. He was cool to me. So this is nothing against him or anything like that. I don't know their beat, but he is amongst a lot of the people that have been feeling this way about Jess Hilarious. It's just he's one of the most popular people, and he got shared on the blogs. Now, here's what I'll say. I don't think, first of all, I think Jess Hilarious is talented. I think that Jess Hilarious is very talented. I think that she has great comedic timing. I think that she's funny. And I think that they both should stay. I think that Jess should stay, and I think that Loren should stay. Now, if we're talking about the job that Jess was hired for, I do think that Loren is a better fit for that job. Loren, it just comes from that world. She comes from the world of news, TMZ. That was what she did every day. Her job was to research stories and look up stuff. And, you know, from what I heard about Harvey, I don't know him, but I heard that he was a monster to work for. So I can only imagine what it was like to be in that newsroom every day trying to find stories and working for the man. You get what I'm saying? So she already had a leg up on that. So she's very great at what she does, and she's very articulate and very thorough. And she's a nice girl, and she's a pretty girl. So I think that it's great for her. And I think that she fits that Angela Yee mold much better than Jess Hilarious. I think that Jess Hilarious is at the right station, just in the wrong seat. Okay? To be honest with you, and I know this will probably shoot me in the foot for ever going to the Breakfast Club, but I got to be real with my audience. I got to be real with y'all. If anything, I feel like keep Jess Hilarious, keep Loren, and replace the men. And not for any other reason other than the fact that, number one, Charlemagne is very seasoned. He's an icon in this business. He does a great thing. But Charlemagne is like, he's too mature for it at this point. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he's done it all. He's been the shock jock. He's created the viral moments. I think Charlemagne is a little bit beyond this now because he's older. He's on television. He's in the politics. He's just more advanced. I feel like he can keep building stars, making stars, producing shows, and, you know, doing his television stuff. I think that this show, this particular show, I don't know if this is for him anymore because he can't really give it up the way that he used to, you know? I mean, maybe he can, but he chooses not to. I don't feel like he's as interested anymore. It's just kind of more like, okay, I'm just doing my job because I'm here. But the fire of like creating those moments just isn't there. And it's not a bad thing. I just think he's outgrown it. You know what I mean? He's honestly outgrown it. Charlemagne is one of the best to ever do it. But I think that at this point, he's just chilling, you know? And so it can kind of come across as blah. DJ Envy, I like Envy too, but DJ Envy is like way too sensitive. Like he's super, 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 super sensitive. He gets offended very, very, very easily, right? So I think that the two guys, honestly, if you needed to replace anybody, I'm not saying that the show needs to be replaced, but I'm just saying, since we're talking about a conversation of replacing, if you're going to get rid of somebody, get rid of the two guys and bring some new, younger guys in there. Because the thing is this, I feel like sometimes you need the two women because it helps shift that dynamic for, you know, two men against one woman and the woman feeling isolated. I kind of feel like that's how Angela Yee felt a lot of times. And when you have women on a panel where it's two guys and it's one girl, the woman always feels like she's fighting for her life. And so to have two women there bouncing off of each other is kind of a helpmate to women. The only thing is Jess does come across sometimes like it's three men versus Loren. You know what I'm saying? So her and Loren could be a little bit more in sync together, but it does feel like sometimes Jess is more on the guy's side and a little bit more aggressive. Now, the reason why I feel like they should keep Jess Hilarious because if we're being honest, When is the last time the Breakfast Club has had all this press? When have they been this viral in a long time? For a long time, the Breakfast Club was struggling with virality. People were not talking about the Breakfast Club. There were so many different podcasts that came out. Remember, Drink Champs, $1 million worth of game, Joe Budden. It was like an era where no one was watching the Breakfast Club. No one was talking about it. There was no viral clips. The reason why Jess Hilarious is perfect for that show is because people love to hate her. Whether they're dragging how she talks to the other people, whether they're dragging her on her opinion, we're still watching because we want to see what is Jess Hilarious going to do. Jess Hilarious is viral content. Jess Hilarious can sit in the Charlemagne the God seat, hands down, and say the things that we want to say, we want to hear, or make us laugh, or make these celebrities feel uncomfortable, or just give the show that energy, that spike, that kind of like, whoa, did she just say that? Jess Hilarious gives that. And I think if you take that away from the show, you won't like Loren as much as you think you do. And you won't like the show. See, we have to be careful about saying, oh, this person is trash, get rid of them, get rid of them, get rid of them. All because we're trying to like move Loren in the way. And in all actuality, you like Loren and you like Jess for two different things. Okay? And that's no shade against Loren. But my thing is with Loren, while Loren is great, if you remove Jess, I could easily see them calling Loren boring. Then the comments will start saying, well, why did they get rid of Jess? The Breakfast Club is boring. They should have brought Jess. Loren is just, the show is boring. Yeah, she's good at her job, but it's boring. They both bring two different dynamics. Loren brings the journalism, the news, the facts, the research. Jess brings you the entertainment. Both women need to stay, period. And I'll say this to Loren. Loren, keep your head down. Keep focusing on what you're doing. Don't get big-headed. Don't read the comments. Don't listen to me when I'm saying this, but don't listen to everybody and the noise having you think you're better than Jess and you're this and that, because the minute she gets out of there and you do the slightest thing and people feel like you're feeling yourself or you've gotten cocky, then people are going to turn on you. At this moment right now, they like you because you're perceivably the underdog. Stay that way. And if I were you, I would just keep doing what I'm doing, and I wouldn't like any shady comments. I wouldn't like any shady posts. I would just keep doing my job, because the last thing you want, honestly, is for Jess to get out of there, because the next target will be you. People love to complain. People love to complain all day long. So they like you now because they hate Jess. But what happens when Jess is gone? Then they begin to complain about you. So I think Loren is doing a great job. Keep doing your thing. Keep elevating. I think Loren adds that kind of like mild touch to the show. She does her research. She's very authentic, and then she goes deep. You know what I mean? And she leaves no stone unturned. Okay? And I think that's really good about her. I think that's great about her. She can read, she's articulate, she gets down to it. I love that about her. But I don't think that while Jess can't do what she does, I don't think that she can do and bring to the show what Jess Hilarious brings. And I think both seasonings are important, because I don't want to watch a show with all facts and a bunch of news and it's nothing entertaining about it. Jess brings the I don't give a. You need that too. Without that energy, the show's boring. And then without Loren's energy, the show's all over the place and it lacks depth. So I say, let's fight to keep both the girls on. Let's uplift them both. And let's recognize that they both have two different strengths. And if anything, and I'm not saying get rid of them, but get rid of the guys that's been there for 10 years. Jess could easily do Charlemagne's job, and you can find a young, fresh, hip DJ in the scene that can do DJ's envy job. You could do that, but I don't think that we should be trying to push this narrative of replacing Jess with Loren and, causing division between the two women. I think that the two women up there is good, and I think that dynamic and that balance is needed, because women need to feel comfortable when they're in a world dominated by men. And so I'm not going to sit up here and be like, Jess needs to go. Jess is trash. I think Jess brings the right amount of seasoning and the right amount of sauce. She just didn't get the right seat, if that makes sense. She didn't get the right seat. Now, if I was Jess, I would keep my head up. Yeah, I would feel some type of way that they came and gave my segment away. And it's probably hard for her to sit up here and listen to all these comments and everybody give their opinion on whether she's good for the show and whether she's not. You know, it's a hard reality, you know, that people are like, they went from loving you and so happy that you got the gig. Now they hate you. But understand, Jess Hilarious, a lot of the things that people hate about you is what makes the show interesting. Okay. They may not like your takes. You may fumble over some words, but that's what makes you a real person. And that's what makes people want to watch the show. Because if they couldn't come there to hate you or dislike you or compare you to Loren or this, then the third, how do you know that show wouldn't, you know, even have ratings like that? The only people that the public is talking about is Jess Hilarious and Loren. They're not talking about Charlamagne's hot take. They're not talking about DJ MB's hot take. They're talking about how Jess Hilarious said, I can't believe how Jess Hilarious said this about a little boy. She's so out of line. Get her out of there. She's rude. She doesn't know what she's talking about, which is all great. That's your opinion. If you're not causing conversation or causing emotion, you're not doing your job as a commentator. That is one of the rules of commentary. Evoked an emotion, whether it's good or bad. Jess Hilarious evokes emotion from the public. This is why she is needed for that seat. Period. It's no shade. It's no shade. It's no shade. I think if Jess Hilarious gets the boot, then the show becomes boring. It becomes flat. Something becomes missing because Charlamagne is not going to step it up and give us the viral clips that we need. I just think that he's above it now. He's just not really interested in dragging it like that, like he used to. And, you know, at his age, when you evolve, I mean, that's rightfully so. But Jess is still in her prime enough to where she can give us those moments and not give a damn. And again, that's nothing to take away from Loren because Loren brings that balance. And then she brings the structure of like, okay, we do know what we're talking about. We do have the receipts, so we can be a respectful show. And then people will come up there and talk to her. She knows what she's talking about. She does the research on the talent that's there. They're happy to sit next to her. She can enlighten the crew of who's coming up and what's going on. She fits her role well, but I don't think that she comes in and replaces Jess Hilarious because then you lose the spunk of the show. Because if you sit back and think about it, the only people that they're talking about are the two women. So it seems like the two women stay and you get rid of the guys. I'm just saying. So I don't think Jess Hilarious goes anywhere. I think her attitude kind of, you know, is necessary. Yeah, can she work on it a little bit, like her and Loren be a little bit more cohesive? Yes. Because you want to maintain the girl code. Y'all got to stick together. You don't want to look bitter, Jess, you know. So you want to make sure that you and Loren are in a good space. But you still give it up the way you give it up. Jess Hilarious has them celebrities up there sent. And if I was her, I would lean more into that. Wendy Williams feel like she's not going to talk to you. I would shoot my shot at Wendy. What's going on, Wendy? Let her ignore you. What would Wendy Williams do? She would say something. I think Jess needs to lean more into the villain, but not the villain against her cast or her colleagues, but be the villain to these celebrities. People love that. As long as you're respectful and you don't cause any lawsuits or anything, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Entertain us. You guys are on camera for a reason. You're on air for a reason. You're there to entertain. We don't want to listen to a boring radio show. It's 4 of you guys. There should be somebody there that can spin the records. Somebody there can make us laugh, and somebody there can give us the facts. Period. And I feel like that happens there. And I think that the show is good. I feel like this is the most we've talked about The Breakfast Club in a long time. And the reason why is because the two women up there are causing us to have conversation. Whether it's you guys pitting them against each other or not, whether you're talking about how great of a job Loren is doing, whether you're talking about how you can't believe Jess Hilarious gave such a horrible take on this, and she's out of her mind for her opinion. It is what it is. This is why they got the seats that they got, and I think that we should do more of uplifting them and supporting the fact that, hey, you know what? Let's look at it from the fact that the Breakfast Club has got the revive that it has been looking for, and it wasn't due to Charlamagne or DJ Envy. It was because of the women on the show. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that Jess Hilarious needs to leave the show? Or do you think that she needs to stay? Do you think that she should be replaced by Loren? Or do you think that they should go with a different option? Or you think they should just keep everybody as it is? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And until next time, keep that same energy, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.